Hey, y'all. I saw a thing today about Bobby Dean. I'll talk about it when this is cooking. That annoyed me. And I've got Bobby Dean and Paula Dean in my head. So anyway, here's how we're starting. We're keeping our shows this week brief because you got stuff to do. Like today's Christmas Day. Yeah, something like that.
Eve.
Don't start the Eve thing. These are potatoes that I just cooked in this pan with a little butter and a little salt. That's it. There's like a couple of big Yukon Gold potatoes. I'm going to heat this up again. Oh, I'm making a Sopressata and potato frittata, sort of.
Woo! Frittata.
We have technology problems today. Max doesn't have a mic. The monitor keeps going out. Potatoes there. I'm going to heat this pan a little bit. There is, to me, not many things greater than salami that has been cooked. Of course, you can eat this stuff raw. Of course, I don't mean raw, but salami is a cured meat, right? So sopressata, you could just, but to put it in this dish without throwing it in a pan and giving it a little bit of heat would be a sin. Because what's going to happen, all these little chunks of fat are going to start to melt. It's going to get a little crispy. The flavor is just going to intensify, and you'll be so much happier that you've done this. So all I really want to do, this doesn't have to be neat or anything. I'm just going to rough chop like this, right?
So good.
Doesn't it? And see look how greasy and everything it is. I love this stuff. Sopressata is really just like a dry Italian salami. That's all it is. So this one will go in here. We'll start getting that going.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh, damn it, it's so good. Okay, potatoes there. Eggs. Let me beat some eggs. What do I want to use? Let's go. I'm going to use this guy. Now it's a matched set, right?
So we can see it.
So we can see it. Like 8 eggs, I think. 8-ish. I'm going to cook them in this little cast iron pan. I can't go too many, or I'm going to be in trouble. But so 8. Everybody good?
So frittata, right? It's like an omelet, but not. You don't flip it. You bake it. I don't know. Like I always kind of got that.
You know what? There's also a thing called a strata.
Really? It's the egg thing too?
That's an egg-based thing too that I think is very much like a frittata. I don't know. There may be some appropriate technical term or definition of frittata, and I don't know what that is. I know I just dropped a giant piece of shell in here. 2, 4, 6. Let's do 8 and see what we do. The pan looks like it can handle 8 eggs. I don't have too much more stuff to put in here.
I mean, you get to beat it, so you can always pour in a little less,
Excuse me, Lucky. Excuse me, Lucky. Oh, I got a surprise. We have a surprise.
What?
You've already seen the surprise. We'll wait to share that.
Ah, surprise.
The surprise. Okay, so while this is happening, now let's just come back over here. I don't want to do too much to this. I don't want to turn it black, but I just want to break it up so that they all warm. The fat renders. Oh, God. It's going to be very good. I'm very excited. Oops. As I fling pieces out. And of course, like any kind of egg quiche, frittata, strata, any of these things, you could definitely make this the day before and then just warm it up. Think of it like an egg casserole, like an egg lasagna kind of thing. It gets better the next day. Okay, eggs there. Some salt and pepper here. We're going to do this. We're going to throw a little Parmesan in this. And then one more cheese at the end. Not very much. Maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons or something. Was that surprise just near you, Max? Mm-hmm. Well, when the surprise comes back, I will show people. Maybe let me get this in the oven first, okay? Okay. There. Here.
Oh yeah.
Eggs, potatoes. This. That's a little hot. I don't want to burn myself. Let's put this salami in here too.
Oh, you put it in there first?
Sure. Mix that. A little bit of butter in the pan. You know, you want this thing to come out nicely at the end. So we're going to put a little butter to make sure that it does that. And then a tiny little bit of oil.
Along with that sopressata grease.
With the sopressata grease, I should be okay, right? And I got it sort of on low because what I don't want to happen is I don't want this thing to like burn up. How great does this look? Well, raw egg. I mean, I don't know if it looks that great. I get the sense of what this will be, okay? So this will go in here now. Perfect amount.
I'm having such a flashback to my childhood and you making me eggs. For some reason, the salami and the
Oh, well, it's what we do. I mean, we do love salami and eggs in this house.
Yes.
There's no question about that. So now look, there's a couple of ways you can do this when you make these things. Back up for a second, Max. I got to get something out of the fridge. What I like to do is I like to set the bottom a little bit, as much as I can, then kind of finish it off in the oven. So that's what we're going to do. We're also going to take goat cheese.
Yes.
And we're going to dot the top of this thing. Lynn, yes.
Amen. Goat cheese, eggs, salami. It's like a cheese plate.
It's exactly what it is, dude. It's exactly what it is. It's all the right flavors and pieces coming together in this thing.
That's going to be
nice. But you just start to see a little bubbling around the outside. I don't want this to be too hot, though.
So there are 4 key differences between an omelet and a frittata, apparently.
Oh, let's find out. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I want to quiz you on it later when we sit down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This will be fun quiz time.
You want to try me now?
Yeah, sure. Name me one difference you think it is.
I'm going to guess between a frittata and a what?
And an omelet. And a traditional omelet.
Well, I think that's how it's cooked. I'm going to guess there's no baking in an omelet.
There is no baking in an omelet, but that's not what it mentions.
Really?
It has something to do with something else about the cooking.
Okay, I don't know.
It's the length of time. So that's what usually characterizes difference. It's like the slowness of cooking.
Really?
So usually an omelet is cooked for less than 5 minutes, while a frittata is cooked for a little bit more than 15. Or 15.
Well, I don't think this is going to... This might take 15. I don't really think so, though.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. Okay.
So
well, good to know. Now we know, right?
Mm-hmm. And so this is kind of funny, but I don't think you're going to get this, but there's always at least one optional ingredient in the frittata, and such ingredients are combined with a beaten egg mixture while the eggs are still raw.
What? Tablespoon of water. I have no idea.
No, that's what it means.
Like, they're just saying there's some other thing?
Yeah, and so that's what characterizes something different than omelet. And also, you don't fold a frittata. I'm just gonna leave you with the rest. So you don't fold a frittata.
Yeah.
You fold an omelet. And then, unlike an omelet, which you cook whole and eat whole,
yeah,
a frittata you divide into slices.
Okay, well there you go.
So I don't know how interesting that was, but
so what's the difference between a frittata and a strata? I'm going to guess nothing. I'm going to guess one is Spanish and one is Italian or something.
Maybe. You know, it reminds me of like the difference between like, you know, a taco and a burrito.
Yeah. Hey Max, come here for a sec. So you see right here, see along the edge, it's starting to set. Like I can pull that away. In an omelet, what I would do is I'd pull it away and I'd let the uncooked stuff run behind. This thing, I'm sort of more inclined just to let it do its thing like this. But you can see that the grease that we used and the butter and the whatever is now letting this thing set by itself and not stick. So if I push down to the bottom...
Is it spongy down there?
I can feel it just starting to set. We just push down the goat a little in a couple spots.
Oh, that's going to look so good.
Okay, so here's the deal. It's on low, right? It's on low. I'm trying not to do anything too drastic with it. I'm going to let it set till it's almost there, and then I'm going to finish it in the oven under the broiler because I want cool junk to happen to the top of it. But this will take a couple minutes, so we can take a quick break, sit down, chat for a minute or two, get up, see how this comes out. I'm starving. I'm dying to eat this thing. Don't go away. All right, so I promised a surprise.
Love surprises.
Yeah,
ready?
you did.
Ready for this? Here we go.
I'm so ready.
Look at
Oh, what the hell?
this, ladies and gentlemen, is Louis.
Oh, he looks so calm. Like he was so excited earlier.
He does. It's like he knows he's on camera and he's just
a little
chilling.
camera shy.
Wait, I got to get his face that way.
Louis.
Okay, so check this out. So we go over to Kelly's dad's house the other day. We go over to Kelly's dad's house the other day, and they have just gotten an email from a friend who said they were out walking their dog, and they found this little guy. Mm-hmm. No tags, collar on his neck that was way too tight.
Ugh.
Like it had been put on when he was just a baby. I mean, he ain't that big. He's 6 pounds. Collar way too tight. Hadn't been taken care of. Hadn't been neutered. So she picked him up. Took him to the vet. I'm trying to straighten it. Took him to her vet. Had him neutered. Had him cleaned up. And started looking for a home for him.
Oh.
Wow.
And we just happened to get there shortly after this email came.
Yeah, you're lucky I didn't see it first.
And Mom and I look at each other, and Lynn was like, you guys would be the perfect home for this little dog. And we see pictures of him, and we start chatting. And Kelly and I looked at each other and go, well, we've talked about a dog, but blah. But just literally we've been saying we didn't want a dog that we had to start the puppy phase from.
Yeah.
The chewing, the eating, the peeing, the pooping, the whole, like, 1,000
Crying.
yards of everything,
Look how
right?
calm he is right now.
So we think he's, as best as a vet can tell, he seems to be around 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's about right.
He's housebroken. So somebody trained this little guy somewhere along the way. He got here. I used a leash with him the first day. Now, out he goes with Haley, with Likey, no leash. He just hangs out. He sleeps right in between me and Kel. He's like the coziest little kid ever. He just wants to be held and snuggled and loved. Look
And
at him.
He's about to fall asleep right
He's
now.
about to fall asleep right there.
Oh, it's okay, guy. Just go to sleep, Louis.
I can't tell you how lucky we feel. And he's been welcomed into the house by Haley and Lucky. Lucky got a little butt hurt for the first couple of days. Like, uh-oh, who's this? But he does understand, because he's used to Max's dog coming around, that other dogs come around. And I'm telling you, he acts with this guy way different than he did with any other dog that came to the house. Look at that. Oh, my God. He's 6 pounds of Chihuahua. Or what do you call it, Lynn?
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua. It's exactly what he is. And we had other names. Kelly imagined for the past 5 years, she would get a little dog and, oh my God, look at that, and call him Poncho. But it just seemed like Poncho was too stereotypical for a Chihuahua. I like the name Tuco, which was the name of a bad guy in Breaking Bad, but we decided not to go with Tuco. And then Jordan named him, said, what about Lewis? And I love boy names, or I love people names for dogs. He's just amazing.
Adorable.
He's adorable. He really is. Look at him.
And
He
met too many people today, I think.
And look at the size. And look at the size of these ears. They're like freaking antennas, man.
Oh. I mean, bar none, the nicest little dog I've met on the first day. He ran to me when, we...
Yeah,
I
you
came
pulled up
to
and
the
we
house,
were standing. We were standing in front of the house,
and he just trotted
and
over.
he came running over to say hello. He's that kind of little dog. Go on, Boo Boo. Oh, he's just looking at me like he wants to come back up again. No, honey, you're okay. Oh, do you want to come on? Oh my
Oh,
God.
jeez. Well, now
He sat last night on my mother-in-law's lap for like an hour and a half straight.
you might as well just do the whole show with him there.
I'll put him right here. We got just not too long, and we're going to be able to put this thing on and just finish it in the oven. It'll be great.
Oh, my gosh.
When we got Haley, when we started talking about getting a second dog, I always imagined we'd get an exact copy, like another golden retriever.
Really?
For some reason, I saw in my mind's eye walking two of the same dog down the street,
Yeah.
not like two mismatched dogs. And then we ended up with Lucky, and now I love mismatched dogs. And we always said we'd get maybe a third, but is it borderline crazy having 3 dogs?
No, well, not it.
I think any
Look,
more than that.
You had 3 kids, so I think 3 dogs would be
that's
okay.
true.
Is 3 dogs okay?
I think
Yeah.
anybody would look at you and say, okay, I think that they're replacing their children with dogs.
You know what?
So which one you be?
I'm Haley, so that's awesome.
Kelly seems to think that yes, 3 dogs is almost pushing it.
I don't know, man. Because your 2 dogs are so low maintenance as it is.
Right.
No, these are such low maintenance
And
dogs, exactly.
Louis now looks like the perfect third wheel fit.
Look at him. How happy is he? He wanted to come back up here.
He's so content.
Well, I mean, what do you get? Well, how do you argue about this?
I just can't wait till he meets Sonny.
Oh, Sonny will
Jeez,
ruin
Sonny will
him.
eat him up, dog. Literally.
Your dog is crazy, man. This dog
it's
is
gonna
not
be so
crazy.
fun. Look
can't
at
wait
him.
to see that.
He's basically got antennas for
He's
ears.
6 pounds, people. He's an applehead.
I don't know what that applehead comment is. Why do you keep saying that?
Because there's different types of chihuahuas, and chihuahuas that have that big bulbous head are called applehead chihuahuas.
there's
Are
nothing
they
bulbous
really?
on
Oh
this
yeah, there's
child.
nothing bulbous about that head.
There isn't.
He's got big eyes. That's about
He's
it.
got big eyes. Leave him alone. He's a sweetheart.
We love him.
Okay, hey, tell me what this is. Who knows what this is?
That is a Shake Shack sign?
Yeah, looks
what?
like it.
Yep. Where is it?
I don't know. I've never seen it in a building before.
If that's at Horton Plaza, I'm
Yeah.
gonna die.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
Unless,
no, stop.
unless Horton Plaza moved to Russia.
I was gonna say, here's a hint.
It's in Moscow.
What?
Wow.
Yes, first one.
What?
Wow.
The first Shake Shack they open is in freaking Moscow?
No, not
first
the
one
no, no,
outside
no,
New
no, no,
York,
not,
right?
not
New
the
York, sorry.
first one.
First one outside New York.
That's what I
No,
meant.
not
First-
the first one outside of New York. The first one. Hold on. Shake Shack. The doors open. It was open tomorrow. There's a Russian and a couple other things. It's not the first international. They're already in London, Istanbul, and Dubai.
Wow.
What?
Ah, boy, they are going for it.
How about San Diego?
They
know.
are going for it. Yeah, I don't know why we can't get one here.
Because
There will be a couple of new things on the menu there.
Pierogi
Russian
burger.
beer battered fried shallots. Do you want to have them? You can take them.
So
Go
cute.
ahead, honey. You can take them.
That sounds really good, what you just said.
Russian beer battered fried shallots.
Oh God.
And let's see. And there's a custard that incorporates a preference for marshmallows and walnuts.
Huh?
Yeah.
Look at
Look
we're
at
on
that.
the Moscow site. Out about Moscow.
Look at that.
So cool.
Wow, those are cool
Look at
blankets.
people are like,
I want one of those.
I guess it's so freezing right now in Russia that
What
they're
are-
all
Are those
giving out
things those people are
blankets.
wearing? Oh, those are
They're
blankets?
They're blankets. They're awesome blankets.
Oh, I want. Can you buy them?
I don't know.
Russian Moscow blanket. Please come.
That is pretty
Please
damn
come wait
cool.
in line for the first Shake Shack, and we give you blanket to keep warm out in the outside.
Nice.
God, now I'm really hungry right now, and now I'm just craving that big beefy burger.
Oh, it's so good. Hold on, let me just check.
You officially have a pocket dog, and it's just a
True.
matter of time until you have a new little bag to carry him around in. Mom.
I'm gonna put this guy in the oven and let him finish off in there. Okay.
Okay, awesome.
It's not gonna take very long.
It sounded like you were going to put the dog in the oven. It's a concern.
Nope. Why would I
It's
do
gonna be
that?
a hot
Lane?
dog. That's
That's
gonna be one
just-
hot dog.
What happened?
You're not allowed to walk around with him like that.
No, I had to go do. He just. Kelly thinks I'm giving him a bad, sending bad signals to him if I carry him around. The problem is that's what people do with the little dogs. They like to be held. They like to sit on your lap.
No, this is true.
So Bobby Dean, we all know who Bobby Dean is.
Yes.
There he is. No, sorry, there he is. Bobby Dean, Paula Dean's son,
Yeah.
younger son. She has 2. There's Bobby and
The other son.
Billy Joe. I have no idea what his name is. Bobby was on The View as the guest as a guest host.
Okay.
They have guest hosts every so often.
That's what that picture is from.
Yeah. Sorry.
Jamie and Bobby Dean.
Jamie, thank you. So they're having a conversation about this new this woman on Fox News who read a young woman's blog that said she didn't understand, there's a black woman, didn't understand why all the Santas were always white. Couldn't there be black Santas? You aware of this?
Yes, I am.
So she says, kids, I'm just telling you right now, Santa Claus is white. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, Megyn Kelly, right?
Megyn Kelly, right?
Yes.
On Fox News, right? Santa Claus is just white.
It's a fact. I'm pretty sure they used the words fact.
Right. She probably did use the
Santa
word
Claus
fact.
is white. It's a fact.
It's a fact, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. If you can use the word fact about a completely fictitious
No,
made-up
because
story, then fine.
The reason they did that is because they're referencing Saint Nicholas, who still, according to them, was white. So proceed.
So, Bobby Dean is on The View, and they're having like a 10-minute conversation about this thing, and he's not chiming in at all until down near the end of it. Until he says to Whoopi Goldberg and one of the other ones, he goes like this: I beg your pardon, but at what age do children begin to ask, is Santa white or black? Because I don't have kids, but I have nephews, and I've never heard the children ask that question.
I'm sure he has.
You think it
tons
has
of
anything
black
to do with the fact that they're white kids and all the Santas are white? Why would you question that?
That's so funny.
You're not going to question that, Bobby Dean.
Wait, what was the response? Was that the response?
No. I think everybody just like looked at him. I mean, come on.
That was one of the things he didn't quite think through. He was probably thinking like, well, how can I get into this conversation?
I
Yeah.
know.
Politically correct.
Well,
You're so right.
let me ask y'all a question. When did little kids start asking, is Santa white or black? Because, I mean, I don't have children myself, but I have nephews, and I done never heard them ask, is Santa white or black?
Someone should have asked him, are your nephews black?
Trust me, his nephews are white. He comes from Paula Dean's stock.
Well,
That's mean,
I
but
don't know.
I've seen his brother Jamie. He's white. The wife is white. The children are white.
Okay, so take one second to look at this. So just let me
Yeah.
preface this. So
God.
that whole thing with Megyn Kelly and the whole Fox segment where they're
Yes.
going, it's a fact, Santa is white. Jon Stewart did a whole thing about how ridiculous that was.
Yes.
And so what he realized is what they were trying to reference Saint Nicholas, that he was this white man. But in reality, what basically scientists determined is that Saint Nicholas actually looked more like that. So even under their basis, he's not white.
Wait, I believe she also threw in that Jesus was white too.
Yeah.
And I think you could argue
No,
a
that's
lot of
another
people believe
thing.
Jesus is white, but
I've always wondered
from,
that
from the part of the world that he came
No,
from,
he's in like exactly. He's from the Middle East.
they're not. Would you call somebody from the Middle East white?
No, I was
No,
saying
no.
even from like a Christian perspective, I've always wondered about that Jesus portrait because it was painted by one dude, and
Right.
now everybody has the same portrait all around
Right.
the world. I was thinking,
Thank you.
he doesn't look, he can't look anything like that
No.
from like a location
Yeah,
standpoint.
it's just like geographically.
But it is what it is. What can you do about it?
Hold on. Just let me just do one thing first. I got to get this guy's name because I can't remember what this guy's name is. Yeah, okay, here it is. And the whole like embarrassing things to say. Do you know who this guy is?
Duck Dynasty.
Oh, I just read
It's
about this today.
Phil Robertson from the Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
And I've just learned about, I mean, I've heard about the show, but I didn't realize that
How big it was?
referred to the fact that these guys have made many millions of dollars off of
Yes.
an actual duck call.
Patents on their duck calls,
Yep.
correct?
So Phil Robertson, is he the patriarch?
I think so.
I don't know, but he's not on the show anymore. Apparently,
He was
Oh, really?
asked to leave the show. He's been put on
probation.
what do you call not permanent but not
Temporary suspension.
temporary suspension or something?
Wow.
For making comments about homosexuals. And people are surprised. Oh, he said that? Really? I'm surprised that. So this is not going to be very nice? Look at him. You expecting anything else? Is that too much?
Nah.
I don't. It wasn't just about that too. It was also some racist,
Ah.
like seemingly racist comment. But it wasn't really like a.
Let me see. Hold on.
It's a bummer.
So, Robson, patriarch of the Backwater Louisiana clan on the show about hunting, fishing, and domestic squabbles, was put on indefinite hiatus by A&E for his remarks to GQ, characterizing homosexuality as sinful behavior. Start with homosexual behavior and just more from there, he said. Bestiality, sleeping around with this woman. He's right. Homosexuality is right there with bestiality, according to Phil Robertson of Duck Dynasty.
No, the thing that stands out to me about this is that it doesn't. Okay, we can talk about. That's another debate. Those views, whether or not they're valid.
Right.
But don't you think that people who hold those views and are in the public eye might have by now learned that they should keep that to themselves after just the countless amounts of people who
have gotten slapped and then removed from wherever they were.
Ruining that
yes,
decision?
I guess. I mean, I guess on one point, on one hand, you could say the guy's giving out his own opinion.
Well, I'm wondering what the
which is
question was.
Fine.
Right?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Did they ask him specifically about his views on homosexuality, or did he give his opinion? You know, I think that's something that...
Hey, so what's going on with the Ducks these days? I don't know, but I got to tell you something. Those homosexuals are next closest thing to bestiality, people. That's as far as I'm concerned. Where's my duck call?
No, but Lynn has a funny question, or Lynn has an interesting question. What prompted that answer?
I don't know.
Yeah, because I think I read this and like it's only giving his side, like his answer to a question where I'm like, if they let him on with that question and they knew this guy is a Christian, you're leading him to a specific answer. And if you're going to publish that, I think that's a little misleading. Just my opinion.
It's a valid opinion, Lynn.
I mean, if you're going to ask
GQ, I don't know. I mean, I feel like
think about it. If you are part of the KKK and you want to get someone in hot water, you'd be like, well, how do you feel about black people?
right.
And what do you expect them to say? Well, you know, this isn't the forum to discuss that. No, they would be like, well, I'm going to tell you what I think.
So you think the reviewer?
No, but of course, but that guy has a response. If that guy wants to be in a popular television show, then he has a responsibility to not like make waves.
Well, he just did.
I don't know if he has a responsibility.
There's
But I
a show
think he
for a while.
definitely has a lot of money.
No,
on
sorry,
the line.
not sorry. I don't mean to say he has a responsibility not to like voice his opinion, but if he wants to voice those views that might be unpopular, he has to he has to accept the consequences of that, and that might mean a loss of viewers.
That guy looks
that might
to me.
mean a
He
suspension.
looks to me, and I'm sorry, I'm judging a book by its cover, which is not the right thing to do. And he may be judging books by the cover, but that guy looks to me like he's just going to say what's in his mind.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that's made that show popular. I've not watched it for more than 3 seconds, just flipping channels. There's nothing about that interests me at all.
I didn't think so either until I actually watched the whole episode.
And it's not. You watched the whole episode?
It's pretty entertaining, man.
And what's it? Is it like being on the fly on the wall at like a backwater hillbilly party?
And the funny thing is, like, it's not just being at a hillbilly party. I think they're really funny.
It's definitely a surreal type of life for people, for us, who don't have any experience with that.
It's the same reason why people watch those Amish shows, man.
Yeah.
I get you there. I mean, I feel you there, but that wall is not a wall that I want to be a fly on.
I know. I haven't watched TV in a while, but that was a show that I watched when I was in hotel arrest.
Oh, when you were up through MasterChef.
Yeah, I mean, like, we had nothing better to do than to watch Duck Dynasty.
So you watched Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
How much
'cause
money
they,
do they have?
Apparently a lot.
They get like close to $1 million an episode.
Have you been to
I think.
Walmart? Oh,
No. I meant from the Duck Call.
I don't know from Duck Call, but their endorsements alone must make them more than that.
I saw a picture of him on line holding the 1 millionth Duck Call that they had produced. So I'm guessing they're selling a lot of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, really, is it any different than watching the train wreck of the Kardashians?
Probably not, but
You know what it is? It's
No,
the
it's
money's
just more
probably
foreign
the
to
same.
us.
It's but completely different.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's just more foreign to us.
it's more foreign to us.
Uh-huh.
Well, the Kardashian thing's pretty foreign to me too. I don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't watch those shows. Okay. Anyways, you know what?
Let's eat.
Yeah, it's time to eat. Just let me say, weolive.com. You know what to do. Check them out online. Just go there. Go to weolive.com. When you buy something, put my name, Sam, in the box. You get 10% off anything that you buy. But forget about my name. Forget about saving money. All you really need to know is that if you're not using extra virgin olive oil for some of the things in your kitchen, you're missing out on straight, crazy, delicious flavor. A richness, a texture. It does things to the food. It finishes food in a way that regular, everyday olive oil can't. And the only way you're going to find the one that you like is by trying a few. Go to a store, tell them to make you smarter about olive oil. Say you don't know anything. They'll sample for you.
Yeah,
you
they
can
will.
taste, and you'll be surprised at what you learn, how delicious they are, and how it will upgrade your salads, your meals, all kinds of things in the kitchen. weolive.com. They're right there waiting for you to go check them out. Go do it right now. All right, I'm ready. You ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's check this guy out. Look at that.
Wow.
Boom. Look how beautiful that is.
Wow.
That's crazy. Where's my thing? How am I going to get this out? I want to take it out, Max. I'm feeling confident. What?
Are you going to try to just
Yes.
get that out in one shot?
Yes.
All right.
Wow.
Let me just do this.
Oh, that looks great.
Wow.
Look inside. Look in the pan. Completely clean. Nothing left.
Nice.
That's pretty freaking beautiful. And now for your benefit, Max, I will make a slice right over here. A little wedgie like this.
Oh, come on.
I'll get a thin one.
Wow.
Look at that.
Look at the steam coming out of that.
The potato, Sopressata,
Melty goat cheese.
melty goat cheese on top, the little parm on the inside. Wow. I want a bite of this so dang bad. I don't want to burn myself so dang bad though.
Not too bad.
Oh my God. The salami in this. Sopressata in this is amazingly good. The potato cooked just until they were just starting to get kind of tender. Because of course they're going to finish a little bit in the pan and in the oven. Not too much. Not overly cheesy. The goat cheese on top is fantastic. Of course you could fancy it up, finish it off with like a little sour cream, a little cilantro, a little parsley, a little green onion would be lovely on this. Anyway, whatever you do, however you finish it, just make it. And this thing's going to be amazing tomorrow. So don't feel like you can't make something like this ahead of time. You absolutely can. And then a slice of this late night, microwave for 45 seconds or something. It's going to be wonderful. All right, thanks for hanging out. Middle of Christmas week, breakfast time. Friday, we're back here again. 2 quick kinds of French toast. Real fast. It'll be a real fast show. Thanks for being with us. Don't eat shitty food. See ya.